Hi my angels, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a bit of a different video. So after I did my first impression and review of the Artis Oval 7 brush, which is this makeup brush right here, I actually had so many comments left on that video asking me to do a comparison video with either the Beauty Blender or a cheaper alternative. So I actually have a cheaper alternative, which is this brush right here. So if you would like to see my thoughts and a demo and review of this, then please keep watching. To make this a fair test, we are going to prep the skin like I did in my last Artis Oval 7 video. So I'm taking my Embryolisse Lilate Concentrate Moisturizer and I'm putting that all over my skin. And the primer that I'm going to use is the same one again, which is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. And I'm putting this on to the problem areas, which is generally just like the middle of my face, my forehead and my chin. And for foundation today, I'm going to be using the YSL Le Teint Touche Éclat in BD45. On the screen, the left side will be the Artis side and the right side will be the Delancey brush side. So first of all, I'm going to go in with the Artis Oval 7 and I'm going to dot the foundation all over my face and I'm just going to go ahead and apply it as I normally would. Now I have done a full review and first impressions type video on this brush and it's very in depth. So if you guys want to have a look at that, I will have it linked in the info box below. So for this portion of this demo, I'm not going to speak too much about the brush. I have been using it a little bit longer and the only thing that I can say that it is a pain and a half to clean. It is so frustrating and so annoying. So now that that's done and over, I'm going to move on to the other side and we are going to use the Delancey foundation brush. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm dotting little dots of foundation all over my face, getting the cap off and I'm blending it away. Now it's definitely tugging my skin a lot more than the other brush is, so I definitely would not use this for concealer because I do not want it to pull at my under eyes. One thing I noticed a lot around my nose, I could see like foundation kind of not blending in and kind of just rubbing itself away, which was kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But all the flat surfaces and areas of my face, they were absolutely fine. Here I'm going in with another layer and I'm just blending all of that in. Now this second layer didn't help with the fact that, you know, foundation was just moving around near my nose, which was very frustrating and very annoying. But the rest of my face, like I said, was absolutely fine. So now that this side is done with the application, I'm going to include some close-ups. So here you can see how much it's dragged. But the rest of my face, like my cheeks and forehead, is absolutely fine. And here I just cheekily went over the areas that it dragged with the Oval 7. So here you can see my makeup fully done. I've popped some concealer, some contour, some setting powders, blush, brows, you know the drill, the usual stuff, onto my face. First things first, I wanted to kind of sit down and just compare the look of these. This one is obviously metal and golden white, whereas this one is kind of just made from plastic. So you are paying for a cheaper alternative in comparison to this. When it comes to the weight of these, this one is definitely heavier than this one. And obviously that's purely down to the material that's used for these. When it comes to this brush, when you buy it, it comes in a beautiful box. It's beautifully packaged. And in comparison, this Delancey brush was just packed in like one of those blister packs. But what I love about this is the fact that it has a cap. It's kind of like one of those toothbrush caps that you can get. But this is going to keep the brush super safe. It's going to avoid any damage on the bristles, where in actual fact, this should have had that because of the price. I mean, £60 is a lot of money that you're paying for fancy packaging and a fancy looking brush, but when it comes to actually storing this brush or traveling with it, I feel like it's a bit of a downer. Now I want to talk about how these two actually applied on my face. So when you look at my face right now, you cannot tell the difference between the makeup. I'm actually going to include a close-up of exactly how my skin looks with all my makeup done, so you can see the difference between the Artis side and the Delancey brush side. And as you can tell, there really is no difference when it comes to like the look and feel of my skin. Yeah, this does feel really nice and luxurious, like you're brushing your makeup on. This one is a little bit stiffer. If I compare just like the stiffness of this, it is basically what I thought this would be when I first got it. This one is a lot softer and it's a lot kind of smoother on the skin. This, I found that it did drag my makeup a little bit, especially around the nose area. And other than that, I mean, I personally can't tell a difference. If it wasn't for the fact that this really did drag around my nose to the point where you could actually see it, I kind of had to go over with this on the other side. So that is definitely one thing that I didn't like about this. But when it comes to like the rest of my face, it has like blended my foundation in like no other. But yeah, in terms of application, they pretty much look the same, I'm not gonna lie. If your budget is £60 and you don't mind having a bit of a splurge or treating yourself, then this is very, very, very good. Obviously the price for me is something which is a bugbear of mine, whereas this is £10. It does a very similar job, only apart from like the dragging of product in certain areas. If you don't mind about that and you feel like you can just go over it with like a beauty blender maybe, because I don't really like to use these for my concealer, I'm gonna be honest. I generally use my beauty blender to blend out my concealer anyways, so if you don't mind the fact that this drags a little bit around the nose and you are gonna go in with a beauty blender, then this is definitely a very good alternative. When it comes to which one I would recommend, if your budget isn't £60, then definitely go for this. This does the job, and when it comes to like comparing both sides of my face, you cannot tell the difference. If however you don't mind spending £60 on something like this, which looks amazing, to be honest, it does look a lot better than this, I mean, definitely go for this. I know there are a lot of people who say that this is a great investment. I know others have said that people who apply too much pressure on the brush has made the head snap off. So, you know, there are pros and cons to both of these, but it kind of depends on what kind of person you are and what you are looking out of this brush. If this was cheaper, like I said in my other video, I would totally recommend this to you guys, but it is very, very expensive. I really hope you guys liked this random video. I wasn't planning on doing anything like this, but I thought it would be a really good way to show you guys the difference between using something which is £60 and using something which is like a fraction of the price. If you guys enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you guys have also got any other suggestions of other brushes which are similar to the Artis brushes, then make sure you leave a link in the comment section below to share with everyone else, because we as a family, we love a good bargain. I'm not gonna lie, I love a good bargain, so I'll definitely be keeping an eye out on the comments. And yeah, I guess that is all for now. I hope to see you guys all in my next video. If you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which is down here, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!